Hello boys and girls, welcome back to the kitchen. As it's that time of year now, it's very autumnal. I thought I will show you how to make a bonfire special toffee apples. Really easy, but you will need a grown-up because they can get very, very hot. So this is basically what we'll need. 400 grams of golden caster sugar. Ordinary caster sugar will be fine. A teaspoon of vinegar. I'm using cider vinegar. Again, it doesn't matter what vinegar it is, as long as it's vinegar. You want 4 tablespoons of golden syrup, and of course your apples. Now, I'm using these lovely gala apples, mainly because I like the colour. They're already very red, and I like my toffee apples to be red. They don't have to be, of course. You can use any type of apples. Granny Smith, Sprayburn, whatever. You can use those. These are sort of like a medium size. You'd obviously get more out of it if you had smaller ones. Don't use cooking apples because they're too big and they're too sour and blech. We'll also need a saucepan. Do not use a non-stick saucepan because honestly it gets so hot, the sugar mixture, that it will take all of the lining off. A stainless steel pan is the best. I've got lollipop sticks, but you can use skewers, is fine. But yeah, I happen to have these because I was making lollies the other day. Also, I forgot to mention, you can add colourings and toppings as well if you want to mix it up a bit. You can add like a red colouring so they're really red, or a black even, because they will be like a caramel colour but it won't be really red. And you can put some glitter in with that as well into the mixture before you dip in the apples, or you can dip them in like hundreds and thousands, or chopped nuts or sweets or anything like that. So yeah, the world's your oyster. Okay then, let's get on with it. Okay, the first thing that we have to do is boil a kettle and pour boiling water over the apples. But what this does is it takes the waxy coating off the apples, which will make the caramel, the toffee, stick much better to them. So it doesn't need long, just need to coat them, maybe a minute. And then we're going to dry them thoroughly and twist off the stalks. Okay, so I've poured my water out now. I'm give them a good, make sure they're dry. So I've got my clean tea towel. You can use kitchen roll. This is clean tea towel. Dry them. Okay, now we're going to pull out the stalks. Give it a twist. Where the hole is, where the stalk was, you're going to put in our lollipop stick. Don't want it to come out the other end, but you want it to be in quite far, so it's quite sturdy. Okay, so I got my stalks in. I put in mine here on a silicone mat, which is what I'll be putting them back onto when the sugar is done. You can just use baking parchment, it's absolutely fine. I just happen to have one of these. Okay, let's get on to the caramel. Okay, now put your sugar into your pan with 100 millilitres of water. That's all. Now we're going to turn on the pan over a medium heat. And we're going to wait for the sugar to dissolve. We're not going to stir it. We might go like this, move the pan from side to side, but we're not going to stir it with a spoon. We're going to let that dissolve, and then we're going to add the syrup and the vinegar. Take about 5 minutes. Okay, our sugar has now dissolved. I'm going to add the teaspoon of vinegar. 4 tablespoons of syrup. Now, we need to boil this until it gets to the hard crack stage, as it's called. You can turn it down if it's too ferocious. I've got a sugar thermometer, so I will know when it's got to that stage. It's 150 degrees. If you haven't got one of these, you can test it in a couple of minutes by spooning a bit into a cup of cold water. And if it goes hard in the cold water, it's done. If it hasn't, if it's still a bit sticky and gloopy, you need to boil it for a little bit longer. So I'll put this in here and keep an eye on it until it reaches 150. Okay, according to our thermometer, we have reached 150. We need to act quite quickly here. You need to take your apple and you need to dip it into the mixture. Now I'm going to take the mixture off the heat like this. Maybe wait for the bubbles to go down. This is why you need a grown-up, because it's a little bit tricky and really, really hot for little ones. So we're going to dip our apple in and we're going to move it around, twirl it around until it's totally covered in the toffee. And then we're going to drip it off. Now, this is the stage if you wanted to add your colour in, or if you wanted to dip this in sprinkles and stuff, now is the time to do it. I'm going to quickly dip this one in the hundreds and thousands, quickly. And then I'm going to put it on my sheet. And you put it on your baking parchment or whatever you've got to dry. And then you just repeat with the others. Now, if your toffee sauce seems to be getting thick and gloopy, you just put it back on the heat for a little while and it'll go back to nice and soft and runny. And that's basically it, boys and girls. Now we just need those to harden up, and you can keep them, I mean, it's best to do them on the day really, but they will keep for a couple of days in an airtight container. So here they are. Well, here's one anyway. Finished product. Doesn't it look delicious? Now, I'm not going to do the taste test today because I'm saving mine for some little people that I know. But from past experience, I can tell you that they are absolutely delicious. So I hope you enjoy yours and Bonfire Night. And I'll see you soon for some more autumnal treats.